Hello and welcome to the Webcast for Tuesday, December 17th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. Visible satellite this morning shows once again a lot of mid and high clouds over Southern California, with some low clouds over Central California. These are associated with the same weather system that brought rain to Northern California yesterday, but that system is departing and the cloud cover will be decreasing throughout the day. Here's a quick look at observed rainfall from yesterday, and it was actually a bit of an overachiever with some 1/4 to 3/4 inch amounts on the Big Sur coast and 1/4 to a 1/2 inch across the Central Sierra. But as expected, no precipitation was observed in Southern California, continuing a stubborn trend we've seen repeated many times this season already. And behind that little system, we're going to turn the page to warmer and windier conditions today. There's not much to see at the moment, though we do have some areas of breezy northerly winds, which often serve as a precursor to Santa Ana's. And we do remain on track for a weak to moderate Santa Ana wind event from late this afternoon through early Wednesday afternoon. This is a look at about what wind gusts may look like near the peak of the event. Northeast to east winds of up to 20 to 30 miles per hour, with gusts to 50 miles per hour, will surface across the mountains and below the canyons and passes of Southern California, strongest this evening and tonight. Winds will remain active into Wednesday morning, but start to tail off pretty quickly Wednesday afternoon. Humidity-wise, we're actually a little more moist this morning thanks to the effects of yesterday's weather system. As the winds come in later today, it will become fairly dry, though not exceptionally so, with RHs mainly in the teens to around 20% this afternoon and evening. But we will see continued drying of the air mass with poor to near non-existent recoveries in the windy areas tonight, and Wednesday will be a very dry day, with more in the way of single digits and low teens for the RHs. So despite the gradually weakening winds, we will see elevated fire weather conditions continue through the day on Wednesday. Temperatures will continue to warm as well, at least in Southern California. Here's a look at today's forecast highs. We'll see those highs rise solidly into the mid-70s, maybe even an upper 70 in the warmest Southern California valleys. And temperatures will peak on Wednesday, at least in SoCal. Take a look at these forecast highs. Pretty impressive, with many areas seeing low 80s, maybe even a localized mid-80 degree reading. A red flag warning is in effect for portions of LA and Ventura counties from this afternoon through much of Wednesday due to this period of critical fire weather conditions. However, it is worth pointing out that this will not be as strong of a wind event as ones we've seen so far this season associated with the Mountain and Franklin fires. Otherwise, we're in a very ridge-dominated pattern for the rest of this week. That's going to keep us warm and dry through at least Friday. You can see the next trough nudge its way in this weekend, but once again it's well to our north, and as a result we'll likely see at best just another round of light showers over Central California this weekend, with dry conditions favored to continue down south. There will be some slight cooling over Southern California and warming over Central California from Thursday through Saturday. Here's a look at Friday's forecast highs. Overall, it will remain a warm pattern with highs in the upper 60s to upper 70s in most areas. RHs will gradually increase by the end of the week as the marine layer starts to rebuild and deepen by this weekend. Light offshore flow may continue into Thursday morning, especially over the mountains, but winds will generally become light as we approach the end of the week and likely remain that way into early next week. And real quickly, I'll point out that there will likely be a couple of unsettled weather chances next week heading towards the holidays. I don't have a whole lot of hope for major rainfall in Southern California. Precipitation will likely continue to favor Central California and northward. However, the good news is it's not a pattern conducive to offshore winds, and as a result, it's quite unlikely that any fire weather concerns will develop during the holiday week. Dead fuel moistures will be on sharp falling trends the next few days due to the warm and dry conditions. Live fuel moistures also remain at or near critical levels over portions of Southern California from Ventura County southward. As a result, most classes of fuels, particularly finer dead fuels, will be available for burning during this wind event. Fuel drying trends will likely start to reverse by early next week as RH increases along with potential shower activity. But in the meantime, large fire potential will increase significantly over Southern California this afternoon as Santa Ana winds develop. High-risk highlights remain for the south coast and adjacent mountains for today, with the main concern being late this afternoon through tonight. High risks have not been issued for Wednesday due to the much weaker winds by Wednesday afternoon, but conditions will remain elevated due to the lingering breezes and very low RH. And again, while conditions appear likely to meet at least low-end high-risk thresholds, this event will not be as strong as a couple of the other ones we've seen this season. And once we get through this, we should be in pretty good shape for quite some time, but of course still waiting on that first big rain for SoCal. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Wednesday, December 18th.